Dear Western game devs, what the is wrong with you? I'm sorry. That's no way to start a conversation. Let me try that again. Dear Western game devs, what the is wrong with you? Yeah, screw it, man. I'm just about had it with this shit that's been happening in gaming industry. Why the have you guys allowed activism, DEI, and all that gender identity politics bullshit into gaming? And all these activists, these people who they think that they are better than everybody, who like to dictate others what the gamers should be liking and not liking. Let me talk to you guys for a second, okay? What made you think that the best platform that you can use to push your ideology, to reach your modern audience, was gaming? Huh? You thought that you could just waltz into our beloved hobby and we would just sit and watch as you desecrate it by pissing all over our beloved franchises with your ideological bullshit? If you thought that this was the best way to go about it, then let me tell you right now, you have already lost. This approach of yours clearly tells me that you skillless, talentless dingleberries have no idea what gaming and gamers are all about. When we get hooked onto a game, we don't stop until we're done slaying all the enemies in it, clearing all the levels in it, and finishing the entire story with all its various endings in it. And don't even get me started on multiplayer games. We will try our best to reach those ranks every match we lose. And it only emboldens us to try again harder next time. Every boss that kills only fuels our fire to retry, learn from our mistakes, get better, try harder until we bring it down to its knees. And here you thought, you know, who we can preach our ideologies to? You know, who we can tell what they should enjoy and what they shouldn't? You know, to whom we can continue to create and push absolute slop and expect them to pay us for it? Why, the gamers, of course. Who was that nincompoop among you who thought that this was a bright idea, huh? Actually, now that I think about it, I'm not surprised. You guys are so lost in your delusions, in your made up genders and identities, that it has pushed you so far up in your own beeholes that you have forgotten the stink of stupidity. Tell me something. What exactly are you trying to achieve through your activism? Are you trying to tell us that there are races other than white? That there are people who are attracted towards other people of their own gender? That there are people who are born of one gender but mentally feel like they should be the other? Well, here's a news flash for you, okay? I want you to listen to me very closely. Pay attention now, because what I'm about to say is true for the 99% of the world. Forget gamers. It's true for the 99% of the world. You ready? Okay? Hear me out. We know that they exist, and guess what? We acknowledge and respect their existence. I don't care about what you look like or the color of your skin. I don't care about who you think you are. I don't care about what is hanging or not hanging from between your legs. I do not care about your sexual orientation, and I certainly do not give a shit what you like to do and with whom you like to do behind the closed doors of your bedroom, as long as you are mutually consulting adults. I literally couldn't care less about any of that. But when you start pushing these ideologies down my throat through my entertainment and tell me that you deserve some sort of special treatment just because of these delusions of yours, that is when we start having some problems. That is when you will see that I start rejecting you as a person and whatever your ideology is. Dude, I know it's hard for you guys to believe this, but most gamers are just regular people. And even among that demography, most gamers are just straight dudes like me who like to come back to their games, movies, series, and other form of entertainment at the end of the day. Just forget about our jobs, our bills, our responsibilities, just for a few hours of a day. Just forget this damping reality that surrounds us and enter a world of fantasy where we become a badass hero, slaying or gunning down our enemies, a war chief commanding his army of orcs to charge into battle, a king building their kingdom, a rejected warrior thrown into an unforgiving open world rebuilding from scratch, a racist, a racer behind the steering wheels of fast cars. That is all that we want, man. That's it. At its fundamental level, all we want to do is pick up a weapon and kill enemies. It cannot get any simpler than this. This is all it takes to entertain us. And the coolest it looks and feels to do it, the more we would like to do it. And so, guess what is the resultant of this? It makes us more than willing to open our wallets and buy your games. It is only recently that I started learning about how activists have dug their dirty little claws in this industry and trying to destroy it from within. I remember watching this one person's Zoom call or something. I think he or she, I honestly couldn't tell, man. Okay, it was trying to do some presentation in that call, and there was this slide that read, "Why am I here?" And one of the points under those slides was to burn the gaming industry to the ground. You know, I'm not at all interested in politics, all right? Hell, I have no clue what the hell is happening in my own country because our story here is pretty much the same as any other third world country, I guess. Corruption just flows like hot lava through the side of a volcano, destroying everything in its path. But man, I was hooked onto the political news surrounding the USA after I learned about this DEI nonsense and how the then current US government was practically facilitating it throughout their country. And gaming and movies were being used as their propaganda machines. I knew that the current government needs to go. I was so rooting for Donald Trump to win this time because I knew that if he were to step in, his right-wing method of administration will somehow see that this mockery, this DEI nonsense, and how it's infesting not only the entertainment industry, but they're trying to influence the children, dude. For crying out loud, can't you guys leave the kids alone? Brainwashing children into using puberty blockers, practically encouraging them to chemically castrate themselves. Just so you sickos who call yourselves parents can have some sense of reassurance of your delusions? Dude, being a father myself, I can tell you for sure, 100%, that amid managing their schoolwork, their home assignments, their friends, and just about enjoying their childhood in general, alright, the last thing on a child's mind is what they want their pronouns to be. That's the last thing on their mind. Whether they are comfortable with being a boy or not. What kind of sick person do you have to be to infest a child's mind with your ideological bullshit? Once again, I don't care much for politics, but I am so glad that Elon took over Twitter. I am so glad that he and Trump pretty much used it as their own propaganda machine to show everyone the kind of rot that was spreading in their government. It wasn't even that hard, dude. People were already sick and tired of this ideological bullshit. All they needed was a leader who would listen to their voices and do what needs to be done to set things straight. And I'm so glad that this is exactly what Trump and Elon are doing in their power. I knew this would happen, and that is why I was rooting for them. If you look at the recent news about US aid, you will know that it was only being abused by people to spread propaganda and fill their pockets. No wonder these fuckers didn't care that gaming studios were shutting down in their wake of pushing activism through gaming. They didn't care that people were getting laid off. Good, honest people. Honest devs who merely wanted to make good games, who were forced to bend their knees to this DEI activism. They didn't care that the gamers pushed back, shit hit the roof, and studios were shutting down left and right. and they were laid off from their jobs. They didn't care because they were getting their funding from USAID, which was keeping their pockets full. To those devs who genuinely wanted to make good games and just became collateral damage from all these studios shutting down, I hope these guys landed on their feet in a good studio which respects their talent. I hope they could all do something incredible like what the developers of Witcher 3, now the ex-devs of CDPR, are doing with their soon-to-be released The Blood of the Dawnwalker. I hope and pray that they survive this. And also, according to the news revolving around USAID, I've heard that though the Trump administration is doing its best, these corpos who are hell-bent on pushing DEI, who are holding on to their ideologies with their dear lives, are doubling down and pushing the woke agenda. They are changing it from DEI to bridge, or what was that? Political pluralism. I mean, talk about making a bullshit, man. Political pluralism is one of the terms which they are using to push DEI agenda. I mean, I heard the Dungeons and Dragons studio has hired that Korean Bush dude who had just destroyed the Dragon Age franchise, who shut down an entire studio, and these guys thought that this delusional dude, who is not sure about which bathroom he should be using, who has already destroyed a franchise and a studio, would be a great fit in their team. I mean, bruh, this is some next level stupidity that I can't even at this point, man. I'm done. So at the end, I just want to say that the cultural climate in America is changing. I hope they keep up their good fight and do not stop until they have weeded out this DEI woke ideological nonsense agenda from their country. And meanwhile, you, the gamer, if you are even a little bit frustrated as I am to see wokeness being shoved down your throat through gaming and any other kind of entertainment, if you are concerned about the well-being of your children, it is very important to continue to vote with your wallets. Do not spend your money on their products and services. Let them know that their little companies, their snobby little jobs and perks will cease to exist if it wasn't for us. Do not give in to buying their games. Wait till you hear from the reviewers, your favorite YouTubers, Twitch streamers, or whoever it is that you trust. Wait till you hear from them to let you know what exactly is in store for you. And if you still want to experience the wokeness in a game firsthand, just to make a mockery of it, hey, as long as it's on the internet, it doesn't always have to cost money. That's all I'm going to say about it. DEI must die. Vote with your wallets. Peace.